Hey folks, Adam Hawk here, and before we get into this week's episode of The Fellowship, happy Thanksgiving week, and thank you so much to Howie's Market for continuing to support this podcast. And what a timely occasion for me to mention Howie's Market, because last week I did what I did last year. I picked up the phone, I called Howie's, and I said, this is what I need for Thanksgiving. They are taking all of the work and the stress out of it for me. And I'm lucky. My in-laws, where I will spend Thanksgiving, live up in Alhambra, close to San Gabriel, where Howie's Market is. So if you happen to be around that area, I encourage you to do the same thing. If you want them to take care of all of it, they can do it. Or just some of it, like maybe a side, maybe a dessert, maybe a pie, maybe a drink, maybe some champagne, some wine, some spirits, some beer, whatever. I called my friends Mike and Kirsten Nolan, 626-286-8871. 626-286-8871. I told them what I needed, which was ham for 6, mashed potatoes for 6. I told them when I wanted to pick it up, Wednesday, coming up in just a couple of days. They wrote it down old school style on a ticket, took my payment over the phone, and now I just have to walk in there and get it. And after I get it, put it in the car, take it over to my in-laws, enjoy it the next day. Cannot wait for Howie's Market to be on the table again this year for Thanksgiving, and just so happy and grateful that I don't have to think about this for the second year in a row. They're taking the stress out of it. They're taking the work out of it. They are family owned and operated. They're good friends of ours. They support the podcast. So use them for Thanksgiving. If it's too late for you, which it's not, but if you already have plans, then think about them for Christmas. They have the best ham I've ever had in my life. Thank you, Howie's Market, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. A priest, a pastor, and a rabbit walk into a clinic to donate blood. The nurse asks the rabbit, "What's your blood type?" And the rabbit says, "I'm probably a typo." Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fellowship. My name is Adam Hawk. He is Ryan Engle, and it is Thanksgiving week.
Did you use AI for that?
No.
No?
No, I did not. Did you like it?
Are you sure?
Do you get it?
I get it.
Did you like it?
Typo. You're the typo guy, dude, you know?
Did you love it?
I wouldn't say love.
Let's test your knowledge. What should rabbit have been?
What?
If rabbit is a typo, what should rabbit have been in that joke?
What do you mean?
I don't think you get the joke.
Typo, like a typo typing it.
Yes.
Yes, I got the joke.
Because the word rabbit is a typo.
Right.
What should rabbit have been?
I don't remember what was before that now. I mean, I said I didn't love the joke, so it didn't land in a way in which I remember the beginning of it. But I got to the end, typo. Nice joke. You know why? You know when you're in a social atmosphere and it's like, have you ever heard the joke? Oh, fuck, I can't remember it. When it comes to me, I'll get to you. It's because it wasn't really that good of a joke. The good ones you remember. Then there's a lot of jokes that you don't.
Did you have a joke?
I haven't really heard that many good ones, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay. Well, happy Thanksgiving week.
Is your kids off school?
Is my kids off school?
Yeah.
Are my kids off school? They are.
Well, I was going to say kid, and then I realized mid-sentence you have multiple kids. I'm just used to my own world, living in one kid.
Living in one.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It is 6:30 in the morning, if you can't tell. Engle's a little tired.
We're groggy. We're groggy.
He's groggy. Happy Thanksgiving week. In my opinion, this is the number one week of the year. This is my favorite week. In fact, I have prepared a top 3 best weeks of the year list.
Of course you did.
Number 3 best week of the year, Masters Week.
I mean, Masters Week falls on Indian Wells Powwow this year. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Are you going?
We'll
Are
see.
you planning on going?
To the Indian Wells Country Club member guest?
Yeah.
Well, ever since becoming a member of Indian Wells Country Club, it's taken away the ability for you and I to play together.
So you don't have any other friends?
Maybe I'll play in the member with you.
Member?
Member. Masters Week, third best week of the year. It's the only golf that matters. It's springtime. It's Easter. What more needs to be said? The second best week of the year is the week after Christmas. The decor is down. The music is off. The pressure to participate is gone. It's just a pure week of wintertime bliss.
And you know what's rad is a lot of people are still home that week.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part. And yet, the vibe, the buzz, like the hustle bustle, you can definitely tell it's toned down. It's almost really quiet around town that week.
Yep.
You know what? I agree.
It's a staycation
great week.
week. It is a great week. And the only reason it's not number one is because that week dumps you right back into work on the other side.
That's tough.
There is no worse on-ramp than
Even school. Remember getting back from Christmas break from school and you're just like, what am I doing here, dude?
Yeah.
You're like, summer is 4 years away, dude.
Yep. So because of where you end up on the other side of that week, it is not the best week of the year. We are in the best week of the year. Number one week of the year, Thanksgiving week. It's a 3-day week. It's a 4-day weekend. This is the type of week you have advocated for many times on the podcast. You have taken exception with Henry Ford.
Henry Ford's a dick. Yeah. I stand by that.
He invented the 5-day work week.
Yeah. What the hell is that? What the hell is even that? At least 4 and 3.
Yeah.
At least.
Right.
5 and 2?
Come on.
We always tell Palmer, grateful, not greedy. You know?
Yeah.
Have a grateful heart. Henry Ford, greedy guy. Greedy guy. That's all I'm saying.
The days are short. The nights are long. Kids are home from school, but not home long enough to drive you crazy. You can feel Christmas around the corner, but first you feast. And you feast on the most pure holiday on the calendar. All the best parts of Christmas, none of the materialism. The best part about Thanksgiving is when Thanksgiving, the day is over, it's Friday the next day. The weekend hasn't even started.
I know, gosh, that's such a good point.
It is such a pure week. We are in the best week of...
Nothing like a lazy Friday, popping the Tupperware out of the fridge at lunch, having an ice-cold turkey sando with too much mayo, white bread. You could eat it with your gums, dude. That is what I'm talking about.
Are you ready for Thanksgiving? Are you ready for Thursday?
I mean, in what way do you mean? Like mentally, or have I gone shopping yet?
Have you gone shopping?
I have not. I have the two main ingredients of what I'm responsible for. I need to go get the seasoning, which is thyme, rosemary, sage. I need some carrot, cucumber, pretty standard stuff, some mushrooms, and a loaf of sourdough. And I also need... I'm going to switch up the broth this year for the stuffing. I feel like I understand why it would want to be... if it's stuffing for turkey and you're trying to flavor up the bird, and no, we're not putting the actual stuffing in the turkey traditionally. We're making like a stuffing casserole like most people do now. But that being said, why would you use chicken broth? So I'm switching it up this year. I'm putting the cow in the stuffing, going beef broth. I'm going to richen this sucker up. So we'll see how it goes.
Excellent.
How about you? What are you making?
Nothing. Well, not true. I'm making green bean casserole.
Of course you are, dude.
I make it every year.
Oh, man. You better... Hey, is your can opener in good shape? You might need a new one. You don't want that thing to quit on you. You might have a emergency situation. Be driving down to the liquor store to get some green bean casserole.
Now, the reason I am not having to shop for anything besides the green bean casserole ingredients, nor do I have anything to get ready for. Last week on the way home from Nation, 1 week ago today, I picked up the phone. I called Howie's Market. It sounds like an advertisement, and in a way it is, but it is also...
Honestly, I'm still mad at you from last year. We talked about this apricot glazed ham
Yeah.
for weeks,
Didn't bring any in.
and you didn't bring me one sliver, dude.
Yeah. Kind of a jerk move. I called Howie's on Monday. I put my order in. We are running back the ham. And this year, we're also employing them to make a plate of mashed potatoes for us. So they're doing our mash.
What else are you guys having?
Whatever the sisters of my wife bring. And whatever my mother-in-law makes. But Howie's is taking care of the two main dishes, and I'm bringing the green bean casserole.
Do you guys like do any fusion, like throw in some like Mexican staples, like tamales or anything like that?
No, but we should. They should.
Because we do like a little bit of like Hawaiian food mixed in, like mac salad, and
Don't you do something with Spam, too?
my stuffing is aloha stuffing. I do it with Spam, and I'm actually adding Portuguese sausage to it this year.
Wow.
So it's gonna be quite. I'm gonna make it the night before, and have it ready in the old glass baking dish, and then the next day we can just throw it in with everything once it's all getting warmed up.
Is your house currently decorated for Christmas?
No, but Katie Kai wanted to. We just weren't home this weekend, but we all agreed that we're gonna have a tree up for Thanksgiving. Yeah,
That's a big miss.
yeah. It's a big make.
It's a very
Big make.
disrespectful
No,
thing to do to Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving and Christmas are related. They're family.
Thanksgiving is the redheaded stepchild of Christmas when it should be the oldest sibling who gets all of the respect.
I would like to believe that when Mr. Jesus Cristo comes back, he's going to be a big fan of Thanksgiving. That's what I think.
He probably is a big fan of Thanksgiving.
Well, there you have it. I think he'd be like, this is great. This is a great precursor to the old birthday party coming up at the end of December.
Well, Jesus spent a lot of time feasting with people around a table, sharing stories. I don't think he spent a lot of time running to the Brea Mall to participate in materialism and obligation.
What does that have to do with celebrating the journey towards Christmas on a day that represents the very person we're celebrating his birthday for?
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a Black Friday yard sale happening on Black Friday,
And Adam's real excited.
November 28th, here at Nation 915 Calle Amanacer, Suite H. We will open up our doors from 11 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. We're going to sell new and used items, and they're all going to be at yard sale prices. So come on down, clean us out, hang out, have some donuts, have some coffee. We put it on Instagram at Nation Golf. Don't show up early. Don't stay late. 11 to 3. If you're here before 11, you're
Shame
banned.
on you.
Yeah, and you're banned for life.
Yeah.
And if you stay past 3, you will be banned for life.
No, you can stay past 3. You're just going to be out in the parking lot, and the doors are going to be locked.
We have things to do. And that thing that we have to do is the team, the four of us, Thomas Wrighton, Will the Thrill, Ryan Engle, and myself, we need to retreat back into the office and start preparing for our Black Friday live show. It's the annual show that we do live on YouTube. And it's hard to get that show ready to go after packing up a yard sale and then changing clothes and getting a set ready if a bunch of hangers-honors are hanging on.
Hangers, honors.
Well, we don't want any hangers-honors.
It's your honors, your honors.
So leave. There's a brewery in this parking lot. Go drop anchor there. Go find a restaurant.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Sunday nights, like right around dinner time, you text me every time, pod tomorrow? It almost is starting to feel like a passive-aggressive, like, you don't want to come.
Down to the office on Monday to do the pod?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not true. You, for the last couple of months, have waffled between wanting to do it early in wanting to do it at
Oh, there's no
lunchtime.
want. That's just wants and needs are two different things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying pod tomorrow, I'm wondering.
Sounds like you're asking for a way out.
No.
That's what it sounded like to me.
I just want to know: am I showing up to the office at 5:30 in the morning, or am I showing up at the normal time and we're going to squeeze this in at lunch? Because then I need to start moving around my schedule for my other job.
Sure.
And beyond your waffling between an early start and a midday start is some days you need to go shape surfboards in Santa Ana. Other days you need to run people to doctor's appointments. Other days you need to bring the dogs in. So it's a kind way of wondering what's your schedule like tomorrow.
Well, it doesn't come off very kind.
The text says pod tomorrow ?
I don't know. I kind of felt like you were looking for a way out. That's what it felt like.
No, I'm looking for clarity. Clarity is kind. I've recently been told that. That was some managing advice I got at my job recently.
Wow.
Clarity is kind.
Clarity is kind. Yeah. That's why it just didn't seem clear to me. So that's what,
So I was being
But
unkind.
clearly, I was wrong.
Black
You were
Friday.
right. I'm ugly. You're good looking. I'm dumb. You're smart.
Good. As long as you're willing to admit that. Okay, so
Hey, do you notice how nobody on planet Earth
is quoting Happy
recites
Gilmore too?
Happy Gilmore 2?
I think about that more times than I should.
Nobody on planet Earth.
When I reviewed that straight to streaming 2-hour dumpster fire by myself, you were busy that night, I said people have remembered Happy Gilmore, the first one, for 30 years. People will not remember the second one for 30 days.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever quoted anything from Happy Gilmore 2.
Ever.
And nobody will, because nobody watched it a second time,
Yeah.
let alone a 222nd time, the way we've all seen Happy Gilmore 1.
Yeah.
And there's not a single quotable line from that second movie.
Yeah.
There's not one.
I couldn't even get through the first. I mean, anyways.
Yeah.
Just a funny joke.
So, yeah, and I agree. I think about it a lot. You wanted to talk about this upcoming Skins game.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it. I recently
Did you ever watch any of the old ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trevino's famous hole-in-one. I know the Skins game, and I know that every Thanksgiving, Capital One has rolled out some odd formatted golf. It started with the Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson match for $9 million or whatever it was. And then the match 2, the match 3, the match 4, then move over to Netflix, then do team events. And now it's going to be the Skins game. Is it Capital One putting it on?
I don't know, but well, no, it's like the PGA Tour's offshoot brands are doing it.
The PGA Tour's offshoot brands.
Do you know who those guys are?
Of course.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you do too.
I don't know if the general public knows. It's funny how they kind of purposely make it not known.
So the PGA Tour has a media company of which we have read the PGA Tour dumped $20 million into, and essentially it's this media company that has produced a lot of PGA Tour media,
Yeah.
like Full Swing and Happy Gilmore 2 and internet videos.
Yeah, and there's also somewhat, in our view, of a little bit of like an alliance of things too, which is interesting. But no, they're bringing back the Skins game. It's
Can you explain the Skins format for the uninitiated?
well, it used to be they'd get the 4 most interesting crowd favorite, boisterous, or I don't know, chatty, kind of vibey golfers of the time to meet up around this time of year. And ironically, they used to be predominantly in the desert, the California Coachella Valley.
Oh, yeah.
I know they moved around a little bit. I remember as a kid watching one because it was on prime time and we would watch it like over Thanksgiving. and I think they were playing PGA West, or it might have been the one. I'm pretty sure one year they were at Bighorn, but I could be wrong. But it was Greg Norman when he was still cool, before he went uncool. But he was over on the right on a hole, kind of out of it on a cart path, and he used to play these little, like, I think they were Maxfly Australian blades or whatever. They're like, and he hit this 5-iron from the cart path. It made sparks. Everyone was crowded around him. His cleats were like on the cart path, and he stuck it on this, like, won the skin or whatever. And I just remember that moment going like, whoa, that was like, because he swung it pretty aggressive in comparison to everyone else at the time. He was kind of like Tiger really modeled a lot of his game after Norman.
It's wild that you can remember that shot, but you can't remember the question I asked you.
Because it wasn't that funny.
It wasn't supposed to be funny. Can you explain the format of the Skins game?
Oh, I'm going into it. Anyway, so it's the 4 most whatever interesting, fun guys you would want to be mic'd up, like Greg Norman, Chi Rodriguez, Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, guys like that. And it's a Skins match, but the money that they would win, and it would like multiply with carryovers and what have you, it would go to their chosen charities.
Let me try this another way. What is a Skins match?
It's like similar to match play. There's carryovers, but it's with 4 groups, and there's a starting denomination of money, and that money increases as the holes are won, or like it can multiply, or you could win every one for that single denomination. But it's basically like match play with money.
What I love about it is that it turns you into an ally of someone else in the group if you are rooting for them to have the hole.
Yeah.
So the money can carry over because you have to outright win the hole to win the money for that hole.
If the said PGA Tour's offshoots are smart, and the whole industry as a whole was honest in their pursuit to grow the game, the best thing they could do this week is to really heavily promote Skins. Because Skins, and yes, you can get a bunch of jockey guys bastardize it because they're addicted to gambling and they'll ruin the vibe for everyone. But if you remove that mentality and you lose the jock portion of it, the Skins is like the best. I would recommend anyone who's passionate about the game, who likes playing and wants to grow a group or a community, is start a weekly Skins game with your buddies and make the money small so that it doesn't really matter. Like, no one's feelings get hurt when you win or lose. But what's great about Skins is like you'll go for it on shots that you don't normally go for it. And when you're out of the hole and shit, you pick it up and it doesn't even matter. And, you're just playing for birds and you're keeping the pace and you're moving along. And at the end of it, you all meet up afterwards and exchange the scorecards and see who won what. And to me, it's a great way to sprinkle in a little bit of the competitive side of golf, but then just make it fun and encouraging for everybody. Because what you find is if you get the right group of guys to do it, more often than not, everyone kind of roots for each other.
Yeah, well, if you and me and Thomas and Will were playing a Skins game and I made a bogey on a par 4 and Thrill made a double and you're in for par and Thomas has a par putt, Will and I are rooting for Thomas to make that putt.
100%.
Because if he halves you, then we all benefit by it carrying over. So it is interesting how, because the hole has to be won outright by one person, it turns you into a fan of the other people you're playing with.
Yeah, it's we've been the Gillis group, the Gillis game. Our friend Matt Gillis, who runs our group over at St. Cloud Muni, I know we talk about on the show a lot. It's a Skins game, and after playing it for the past 15 years, it's like we take it for granted because we're just so used to doing it. You don't realize how special it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I reflect back on it, and I'm just like, wow, this is actually like a group of guys from all different walks of life who have like new Matt here and and you just get together, and then at the end we all meet up for lunch afterwards and exchange the scorecards, and we all like, you know, ask how each other's families are doing, and oh, Tater won a hole this week, and he's older and he doesn't win that many holes, and everyone's so stoked for him, you know. And sometimes when people win a big portion of the pot, they're buying everyone lunch or beers or whatever, and it's just like, dude, what an incredible vessel for the game, the experience, the fellowship. And so, yeah, I would hope that they do a better job, or they do a good job this week, said PGA Tour, of kind of promoting how great this format is. But if I'm a betting man, I would bet that they're just going to lean into the characters and lean into the competition and how the PGA is so elite, and these guys are good, and this, that, and the other.
Let's talk about the characters that they have to lean into.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't looked until just now, but I did some Googling while you were talking, and here are the 4 people participating in the skins game. Xander Schauffele.
Mr. Personality. Hey, if he wins, he might light up a cigar and stare in the camera.
The next word Xander says will be the first.
I don't even know what his voice sounds like.
If someone were to tell me that Xander was a mute, I would not be terribly surprised. I've never heard him talk.
It's funny that he's such good friends with Patrick Cantlay, because both those guys don't fucking talk.
So there's that. Then there's Tommy
You think
Fleetwood.
they sign language to each other? Or?
Perhaps. There's Tommy Fleetwood.
He talks a lot too.
Yeah. Now that's sarcasm there, folks.
I mean, okay, so you got 2 like let's before you go through this list, let's start over at the top.
Okay.
We're going to, from what we know, because we don't know these guys personally, we're going to rate this from what we know, from what we've seen through their professional careers. And that's interviews and on-course and off-course stuff that's documented. So that's all we know. We're going to rate each person's personality A, B, C, or D as we go through the list. So let's start at the top. Xander Schauffele, what would you rate his personality? And this isn't saying that they're bad people or we don't like them. It's just like some guys, like, look, we're comparing these guys to these people. Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, Chichi Rodriguez. Come on.
John
Fuzzy
Daly.
Zeller, John Daly, Freddie Couples. These guys are big A personality guys. Alpha males, right?
And funny and personable and good in front of
And
a
chatty.
camera. Yeah.
And chatty.
Yep.
Chatty with the crowd even, you know?
Yep.
Okay, so let's go through. Start top of the list. Xander, what do you grade him?
I'm going to give him an X in in spirit of his name. I'm going to give him an X because we all know that when you're playing golf and you're just going to pick up because you've had enough, you just write an X on the scorecard.
You know, most times I can kind of feel and see what's coming.
Yeah.
And that one, I thought I was in control of the match there, and I just took an uppercut right down the fucking highway, dude.
Well, we're on the same team, so you benefit from that. But yes, Xander.
I look, I wouldn't say it's an F because he's, you know, at least he can take that picture smoking the cigar, and he had the golf industry going wild on how cool he was doing that. I'll give him a D.
Okay.
Maybe a D plus.
All right, so we have an X and a D plus.
Yeah.
Tommy Fleetwood.
I mean, I'm going to give him an F because, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, I'm going to give him an F because they really pushed the storyline of him finally, like, getting the victory and so many weeks of heartbreak. And, like, he was always such a, like, humble, soft-spoken, quiet gentleman about losing, and then he finally won, and it's just like the guy didn't even really, like, celebrate either. And it's just like this guy is, like, unbuttered white toast at breakfast.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like, you're there, I might need carbs, so I'll eat it, but like, by no means is anyone enjoying this at all.
Yeah. And
You know?
Yeah. And you better have a tall glass of orange
Like that,
juice to wash it
that's
down.
that's an F. So Fleetwood, F for Fleetwood.
Yeah, I'll give him a C minus. I don't expect him to do any sort of talking, any sort of banter that's going to make it interesting. I do like the guy. I do think it's funny.
I like his game.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
And I think it's funny that when he did finally break through, it was in a 30-man field.
Yeah.
I won a putting competition at work that had more people in it.
You did, actually.
Yeah.
And you sent me the picture, and I was just like, wow, yeah, you guys look real busy over there.
Yeah. Boy, these next two, there's not a grade in the dictionary
Wait,
for
so
them.
there's 5?
There's 4.
Oh.
We've done
I thought we did
Xander
3.
and Fleetwood. Keegan Bradley.
Dude.
We've all had enough of this guy, right? We had enough of him before the Ryder Cup.
Can any of our loyal listeners, loyal viewers, can any of you guys go back? I don't remember what episode it is. Go back to where I called it and I said, this is a bad pick. This guy sucks. And this is going to be a horrible Ryder Cup because of him. Can anyone please give me my flowers? Please. Your boy was right again. Look, might be a nice guy. I don't know. But I do know what I see. And that's the personality we want on there? What do you call that kind of personality? Like the kind of guy that melts down watching sports of his favorite teams, you know? Which, look, we're all guilty of that at times, but it's like when that's your best known personality, maybe not the best pick. I don't know.
He's just a very, very unlikable guy. Very unlikable. I give that an F-.
I'm going no grade. Like, he's been expelled from school. like you, I don't know who called you up to this, but this science class is outside of your level. You're gonna have to go down a grade.
Sure. Final player in the Skins game coming up is Shane Lowry.
Well, the Shane Lowry thing's interesting because when he won the jug, like, you saw him cranking beers and celebrating, and he really wore his national pride on his chest, and that was really cool. Other than that, he's kind of a red ass.
Yeah.
On the course. He's not like fan guy, you know. But what's interesting about the Shane Lowry thing before we grade him is that spot was originally for Justin Thomas, the skinny Homer Simpson.
Yes.
And skinny Homer, I mean, what is his personality? Like, is he just going to, like, yell, how do I say this correctly?
Maybe you don't.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, I can see.
Do you know where I'm going with that?
Yes, and please don't.
Justin Thomas is interesting. I don't understand why everyone, him and Jordan Spieth, I know Jordan had a great couple of seasons 11, 12 years ago, but why are these guys so, like, popular?
I think because of their age, their friendship, they came up during the social media era. Jordan was extremely accessible to kids. Justin Thomas glommed on to Tiger Woods and got popular by association, and they were decent in the Ryder Cup, but they have not been good for a long time.
I mean, that Shane Lowry, I think, is an upgrade because I think Justin Thomas is. Let's be honest here, guys. Let's honestly grade this guy's personality. Like that guy's got a really good on-course personality. He does not.
Shane?
No.
Justin? Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And when he does try to do it, it's like this forced thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess it's an upgrade from that because Shane's probably better than that. I'm guessing Shane's going to kind of lead this thing. I think he's going to be the swashbuckler and kind of the guy chirping the most.
Of all the personalities between the four of them, he certainly has the most interesting one. He's certainly the most bombastic, the most chatty. He's an Irishman. And
Right.
for a long time, I really liked Shane Lowry right around when he did win the Claret Jug. And for many years after that, for me, as soon as he really leaned into his friendship with Rory publicly, Rory rubbed off on him a little bit.
Yeah.
And
now he's got a red ass a little bit.
Big time red ass. He's got a bit of a poopy diaper.
Yeah.
He's had more than his fair share of meltdowns on the course. And he's not as likable as he once was.
The problem with this generation versus the ones from prior, the golden years of the skins game, is that those guys back then, like, played into the crowd. They would say jokes, but they weren't like dogging each other in this weird competitive way. They were like, they still like had this gentleman kind of arm around your shoulder, like we're going through this match together and like almost rooting for each other. This new generation, it's all about just like performance and swing and numbers and like, I got to win. Like, it's a different type of competitiveness, you know? And so their chirping is going to be like the around the back, like passive aggressive, talking smack on each other and stuff. And it's just more of the same bullshit. They're not going to play into the crowd like the old guys did. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think, and no one will agree with this, but if you took some of the Sea Island guys and put them in the skins game, Patton Kazire, Brian Harmon, you would hear some banter.
Oh, yeah.
And very...
With some southern draw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Some great banter.
Yeah. But
I would like to see those guys.
But they're not wildly popular. And I think the reason why guys like Rory still have so many fans after all of his poor antics on the course, same with Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth being just an absolute horrible watch. Like he just, you know, the guy plays so slow and he's just talking to the air, you know.
Oh, Michael, be the club,
Yeah,
Michael.
you know what I mean? It's just like so annoying.
Be the number, Michael.
But it's because this whole new generation of golfers, they all are more interested in swing than golf. It's all about the swing. And so it's like, you know, even talking, and shout out Tony Baccardi, I'm not dragging you over the coals here. But, you know, we had that argument when Rory won, and all he could talk about was that 7-iron he hit into the par 5, you know? And it's like, yeah, that was a great shot, but like, that was just like, I get it. His swing school, I agree. He hits a high draw, super athletic. He's got a beautiful, beautiful move at the ball. Everything else sucks.
I just realized something. You could pull Tony out of his current state of mind just simply by trolling him because you will distract him enough
Yeah.
from his circumstances to want to engage in this mindless argument with you.
Well, I'm curious because the People's Open is coming up soon, and I wonder if he's gonna take his little sad boy show on the road and go over there. You think you think he's going?
Well, first off, can we not refer to it as a sad boy show?
Hey, he's gonna love that comment. He knows he's in a sad boy season, and we're praying for the guy. But you know, he's being a sad boy, and that's okay. Maybe the wasted management will, you know, put a smile on your face.
All right.
But anyways, Shane Lowry, give him a C+.
Same. That's a great grade.
C+.
C+.
That's fair.
Yes.
He could be a B. He could be a B. He was A- with the Claret Jug.
I'd agree with that.
You know?
Who is the guy that won the jug 5-7 years before? Total journeyman. Darren
Clark?
Darren Clark. Yeah.
Oh, he
was the best British Open champion of all time.
he basically was like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna still play here and there and on the senior tour and shit, but me trying hard on the golf course has left the building.
Yeah.
And that dude drank out of that jug every night.
For sure.
100%.
If you've ever wanted to know what it would have looked like if Rocco Mediate won the U.S. Open, watch Darren Clark winning the British Open.
Oh, my God. Rocco, dude. That guy. He's trying so hard.
Oh, in his post-golf life?
Oh, my gosh, dude.
Yeah. What did you do this weekend? I think you had a big weekend.
We did. We celebrated my wife's birthday on Friday and went out to a family dinner and then tied one on after with a lot of our friends at Swallows Inn. It's the old saloon, the old dive bar in San Juan Capistrano. They had a country western band playing. It was really fun. A lot of our friends went out. And all that fun kind of took away from our Saturday a little bit, as sometimes those nights can do. So we had a late start going out to the desert, but we went out for the 70th season opener at Indian Wells Country Club, and it was Dancing Through the Decades. Dennis, the GM of the club, and his team did an incredible job. It was a wonderful party. We had a lot of fun. We got a hotel room. Palmer really, at that age, 4.5-year-old, hotel rooms for kids are just like
Disneyland.
You might as well go to Disneyland.
You should just
She
get
got
a
to
hotel.
sleep in her own big girl bed, and so she had a lot of fun. And then we woke up, got some breakfast, checked out, went over to the club, played like 5 holes. Me, Katie, Kai, and Palmer, and then we just got on the road and heading home. Had a family dinner, so it's a good weekend. But for the girls, they're not used to that desert drive, so doing that close to a turn and burn in the car, I think in hindsight, maybe that was a little much for them, But other than that, I think we all had fun. So course is in great shape. Played the classic. And wow, it is carpet out there right now.
I bet. What hotel did you stay at?
The Indian Wells Resort, or as I like to call it, my last resort. Our good friend Shay Tredowick, years ago, a lot of the guys were staying there for the tournament. And a lot of guys still do, yourself included. And by no means is that place great. But it's there, and it's very close. And it could be good. But he had a horrible experience, and he wrote the general manager of the place this long-winded email that had some unbelievable one-liners. We all have the email saved. I'll share it with you after the show. Too long to share on the show right here. He referred to the Frank Sinatra impersonator there, chirping at us, walking out the front of the building during the middle of the show, pausing it like it was the Coco Cabana via 1965 or whatever. But anyways, after explaining how every facet of his stay was horrible, his last sentence, the sign-off to the email, was, once the destination of the stars, the Indian Wells Resort is now my last resort. And so now we all call that place the last resort.
Unbelievable.
So, dude, I don't know about you, but we stayed in one of those suites, with the common room front. When you go in there to check in, like this last year, are you just like dumbfounded at how dark those rooms are? You turn all the lights on and you're still dark.
Yeah.
Dude. And like the windows don't really open up. You're just like, this is a dungeon.
Yeah. We have an affinity for it because of the proximity to the club, because of the fact you can walk out the door to the pool. You don't have to go through the lobby like a jackwagon. But yeah, it's definitely a dump, and there's a reason you can get a 1,000 square foot suite for $180 on any given night.
Yeah. Except for Coachella, they charge like $2,000 a night.
As they should.
Yeah.
Because them getting $2,000 for a Coachella allows them to give it to us for $180 the next weekend.
I want to try the one next door. They redid the Miramonte, Tommy Bahama.
Didn't you just stay there with your wife not too long ago?
That was a couple years back, but it was before the redo. That place is close enough too. I think that'd be worth Worth a jaunt.
Yeah, sure. Friday, I kept it local, did some work for the SCGA. I have very few days to get very big projects done before the office.
Are you up against it?
I'm up against it.
You chasing?
I'm chasing.
Out of pocket.
I'm out of pocket.
Yeah.
Very few days to get very big projects done. So I am quite literally up against it. That night, I drank some Imperial Stouts. I'm on this chewy beer kick.
Love a chewy beer.
Sure. And it was raining again. So
What's your go-to snack with the chewy beer?
Pistachio nuts.
Pistachios?
Yeah.
Now, do you break them apart or do you get the pre-done jobs?
I break them apart.
Okay, good.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Road trip though,
Yeah.
you're getting the pre-cracked.
I think pistachio nuts should be outlawed from golf courses.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Sunflower seeds on the green is horrible, but pistachio nuts is quite literally a loose impediment.
yeah.
Those are insane.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
So I picked up some old Rasputins from the liquor store.
Rasputin's.
These are Imperial Stouts made by North Coast Brewery. They're good, but I'm now calling them Old Gasputins. Playing the old butt trombone all night.
Quit shushing me. I'm not.
So I got a couple left in the fridge that I don't think I'm going to go to for a long time until I'm home alone. Those things crushed my insides. Saturday, we went and met up with some of our nearest and dearest friends up in Los Angeles. We went to Griffith Park. Have you ever been to Griffith Park? We had lunch at the golf course clubhouse. I let the kids run around and putt. That was a fun time. They were on the practice green, and then we went down the hill in the park to a place called Travel Town, USA, which is a outdoor museum with at least a dozen old steam trains from the 1920s out there. Pretty cool. I've got a bit of a train nerd for a son, but then again, what 6-year-old kid is not a train nerd?
As long as he's not a 13-year-old kid setting up a tripod video in the trains.
Right.
You're in good shape.
Yes. There is a cutoff to this
Yeah.
fascination.
Yeah. That's when you sweep the leg, dude. You just, you just kick that tripod over and,
Break
and
the camera.
send it down, dude.
But that was great. And because we were in the neighborhood, I took the family over to the friendly confines of the SCGA.
Really?
I have 24 access to that building. We went inside.
Hit the sim.
We did. We played simulator golf. I had brought my kids golf clubs. And look, you and I have our opinion of simulator golf.
Yeah. It's a sex doll.
Whoa. That's your opinion?
No, it's, it ain't flesh and bones.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Quite literally.
Regardless, and you've kind of ruined this entire take by the analogy you just made.
Thank you very little.
You got to imagine what kids think of simulator golf, a full screen the size of a movie screen that you can swing as hard as you want to, and then it shows you where the ball's going. So they were tripping out.
Yeah.
This is the coolest thing they'd ever
Great
seen.
for kids.
Great for kids. And then there's this giant, super state-of-the-art office building with peanut M&Ms and snacks everywhere. So they took their shoes off and just ran around the office. And
Yeah.
we were at the SCGA from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had a good time. And
That's fun. Yeah.
My wife played some simulator golf as well. And
Stupid idiot.
secretly, I was trying to get her hooked on the game so we can start to take advantage of this membership out at Indian Wells. Because it sure would be nice for her to play that golf course and see what it's all about.
Well, it'd be nice for you too, also.
That is true. That is true.
So there's that.
Sunday, Bible study, church, came back, had the house to myself, and I watched the film A Bronx Tale. Have you seen it?
You had the house to yourself again, huh?
I did.
Wow.
This laundry situation.
Yeah. Are you gonna? You got any plans for Christmas? Shopping for anything in particular? Doing anything nice for the missus?
Have you seen A Bronx Tale?
No.
Great movie. I don't know how I had not seen it. I think it falls into the mob genre.
Were you stouting in the top dog chair, just letting it rip?
After I watched The Bronx Tale, I watched the final 2 installments of the Alex Rodriguez documentary on HBO.
Yeah, your neighbors are always just like, man, they always have their blinds drawn on Sunday. It's weird. All day. They don't let the light in. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great. Are you?
Sure.
All right. We have a lot of YouTube comments.
Really?
So many, and I want to thank
Any bad ones?
No. A couple. No, they're not even bad. I just want to thank the listening audience because
Thank you very little.
we get YouTube comments a lot. We've never had 20. Quite the outpouring of takes after our latest episode, Hospital Bread, which was about Panera Bread.
Please tell me nobody is sticking up for Panera Bread.
Nobody's sticking up for Panera Bread.
Great.
I did play tennis on Wednesday, and I was talking to my friend Brian Maxwell, who completely co-signed on that take, and then also said he's going to start making grilled cheese the way you suggested,
Mayo.
with the mayo. So I think you're influencing people.
Golden brown. And if you have a stainless steel pan, even better. Because nothing puts crust on anything better than stainless steel.
This comment is from Andrew St. John, and this is in response to your take about the Internet Invitational.
Oh, God.
From Andrew St. John, quote, I watch YouTube golf, and I enjoyed the Internet Invitational. The first episode was a little rough to get through since I cannot stand Portnoy and Barstool. But once the competition started whittling down, it became super entertaining. There were multiple former or even active pros there. They just got eliminated early on. The most compelling part for me in the series was seeing a +6 or +7 team up with a scratch to single-digit player and a 15 to 20 handicapper, and all 3 of them playing alternate shot with some serious competition where you can tell they were all feeling the pressure. Seeing the great player bail out the average guy, or the average guy making an uncharacteristically great shot to save the hole, was very entertaining. Not all YouTube golf is how many hot dogs they can eat in 18 holes. The Bryan Bros and Grant Horvat have great series where they travel to former major championship venues and play 36 to see if they can make the cut in any given year. Great shots of beautiful, challenging courses and great golf with some good banter in between is fun for me to watch.
Cool.
I knew you were going to say that. I was just like, all he's going to say is, cool.
Yeah. I could think of a million other things that are better to watch, but I get it. You know, it's kind of like the same sim golf take. You know, all those things you're speaking of happen actually with a group of individuals with the flesh and bones of real golf, right? So I don't need to watch, these narcissists play courses with camera crews following them around. It's interesting, and I understand that I don't want to sound like a complete hater, but if you were to take a pie graph or even just like a circular graph, it's like, here's the golf industry. It's $300 billion or whatever, and then you have like OEM golf, like all the manufacturers. It's like this big, and then you have like the golf media and all this stuff, and you get down, and this tiny fucking pee hole is this gate-kept cool guy club of the head influencers of it all. And this is everything you see. And it's interesting, like, it reminds me of the surf industry back in the day where, you open up the magazine and you look at all this stuff, and it's all just like companies running ads of the people who are on tour. And the tour back then was like 32 guys or something like that. So you have everyone who surfs and the lifestyle and just the complete, like, just widespread, vast nuance of what surf culture is but the entire industry focuses on this tiny fucking group that is super elite, super serious, super focused, and everything is about them. That's a lot like what this YouTube golf thing is. And it's like, zoom out, everybody, because you're part of the big piece of the pie, and the game is for you to enjoy and do all this stuff. And we're just all programmed to sit and watch these guys who aren't even good enough to be on tour. And it's like, to me, it's just silly. And that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm sure there is tons of that stuff on that little pea-sized morsel of the entire golf world that is entertaining. I'm not saying that there's not, but those guys are also taking selfies all over their social media, and you know what I mean? It's like, that's just the world we live in, and I think it's cringe.
Birdman says, spot on observation regarding the best rainy day food. You cannot beat a grilled cheese and tomato soup. Take the sandwich to the next level by adding a slice of tomato and some crispy bacon.
Ooh, I mean, now we're
I don't even think that's a grilled cheese anymore.
No,
at that
now
point.
we're getting into a different category, which I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I just don't know that I would call that grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Yeah, you know what's good is you do the cheddar in there, but you throw one slab of Swiss to like funk it up just slightly.
Yeah,
that's a good.
Give it a little stank.
Yeah.
Luke from Fort Collins says, hey guys, I spent 11 years managing hospital breads, and let me tell you, the concept was at one point pretty cool and then totally devolved into the hospital food they have today. What a bummer.
Yeah, well, there you have it.
I mean, take it from a guy that was there for 11 years.
It's a long time.
That's a long time. I've never worked any job in my life more than 6 years.
When do you think it's going to turn into those like adult children's trays with like departments, and there's going to be a little Jell-O in there? Eat a Jell-O and a box of fucking milk.
Sure. Will the Thrill writes in, I love a good chewy beer.
Sure.
Thanks, Will. Charlie Galasso writes in, I have the Gaffer jacket from when it came out, and I love it. Fits me just a little long. Pro tip, I took it to the tailor and had them put elastic in the bottom like a bomber jacket. I now wear it every day, and it's the best jacket I own. Great way to rep the smoking Tom off the course.
Wow. Never tailored a coach's jacket before, but when you're busting out of the seams because you got Schwarzenegger pythons, dude, I guess you do got to tailor those sons of bitches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, those jackets are on sale. How many do we have left?
Not many.
So get them now.
We're up against it.
Yeah, we're chasing.
We're chasing hard.
We're out of pocket.
We're out of pocket.
I wore the BQ Gaffer jacket to church yesterday.
Yeah.
Pastor Maxwell said, hey, repping that $39 jacket?
Yeah.
And I said, when I got it, it was $72.
Yeah. I think next year I'd like to bring that back next winter and throw a little substance inside, a little liner, make it more of a warmer piece. Because now that we have, and it's not out yet, but now that we have the wind vest coming out, it's almost like the jacket can now become more of a warmer piece rather than a wind thing. Just some thoughts. You could even just do the chest and back inner lined with something and leave the arms loosey-goosey. But just a thought.
Jay Wiggins, how rich, complaining about the cold in Southern California while I'm up here in Vancouver and I might not see the sun until March.
Oh, shoot, Vancouver? Yeah. I mean, it must be tough. You know, standing out in the snow and those bread lines up there. You know what I mean? Just kidding. We love our Canadians.
And we love Jay Wiggins.
We do.
And it is very spoiled of us to complain about the weather.
You know what? I think because yours truly still packs most of the orders, and actually I love doing it. It's just, to me, it's such a blessing to be able to see how many people across the country and throughout North America quite frankly, buy and support this little thing we're doing. And every time we get an order from Canada, it's always like, wow, I can't tell you how cool that feels, because I know it's a little extra to get it shipped up there. I'm not sure what the conversion rate is, but I mean, it's just a little more of a strong commitment, and we really appreciate it. I love our Canadians. I mean, growing up playing golf in the California desert, having all the snowbirds be big part of that community during the season. It's really good fun to it's crazy how different it is. And it's just a little border. It's all it takes.
Yep.
To make a whole different culture,
Yep.
And, but it's really cool. And yeah, all jokes aside, we love our Canadian brothers.
Of course. I consider them family. I grew up in Seattle. They were a stone's throw away.
Right.
Took a lot of field trips up to Victoria, BC on the Clipper. Tons of Canadians up in Seattle. And you're right. The Coachella Valley is affectionately referred to in the winter as Canada South.
Oh, yeah.
Half the people there are Canadian.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we do love the Canadians. And if you want some good content, check out the YouTube video that we posted a couple of years ago where I asked Ryan 10 of the easiest questions about Canada.
Yeah, and, you can, next time any of you guys are out in the Coachella Valley during the winter months, you can find your Canadian brothers very easily. You just look for a really dirty SUV going 10 miles under the speed limit, swerving in its own lane from side to side, and you look down and it says British Columbia.
I might be a Canadian driver.
You are a Canadian driver.
I was telling my coworkers the other day that I average getting honked at least once per commute. I can't remember the last time I've ever driven on the road and not been honked at once.
I know we joke about this. And all jokes aside, you might be the worst driver I've ever driven with.
Starting to come around to that, and I'll explain why in just a sec. But I purposely drive 5 miles below the speed limit because I don't want to die. I got kids to get home to. I got a life I want to live. I'd like that extra reaction time. I don't know why everyone's in such a hurry.
Go slower so everyone's swerving around you the whole time. That really makes it a lot more safe for you.
5 miles below.
If everyone's going 10 over on average and you're going 5 under, that means people are whizzing by you, swerving around you the entire time you're driving by 15 miles an hour.
That's a them problem. It's called the speed limit, not the speed minimum.
It's called the flow of traffic, brother.
Well, anyway, I'm starting to come around to it. I used to think two things about myself were true. I used to think that I was a good athlete, and I used to think that I was a good driver. And I'm finding out every single year that those preconceptions of myself might have been false.
Well, you have a loving father. He just wasn't necessarily honest with you growing up.
Kevin Costigan says, I have one question, one statement, and one praising comment. Does Hawk have the record amongst SCGA employees for the longest stint without a round of golf in association history?
100%.
I might have the longest non-injury
right
stint away from golf, but there certainly are some old timers there that have had.
Well, now that mental health is a thing, some would say that maybe it is an injury. I don't know. Just a thought. Your thoughts?
Kevin Costigan goes on to write, Hawk said cozy 6 times last podcast.
Really?
Yeah, and before I said it for the first time, I said I hate this word, and I guess I went on to say it 6 times.
Cozy.
And Kevin Costigan finally says, love to hear some golf takes back on the pod. I was a little worried we were trending towards the podcast becoming the Godcast.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
You take that up with your Lord and Creator on Judgment Day, Costigan.
Yeah. We'll pray for you and your shitty golf game, Kevin.
But thank you for the comment. And we love you. And Godcast is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Fellowship Godcast.
Yeah.
Casey Quinn writes in, I have been trying to take advice from this podcast. I have a new grilled cheese recipe with mayonnaise, and I know not to say I rent when trying to buy a new washer. However, I'm writing this YouTube comment from jail after trying the whole drinking and driving thing I learned from Ryan.
You wouldn't go to jail from that. You just get a ticket. Unless you're drunk. And I don't support drunk driving. Open container. Come on. What are we talking about here?
Casey Quinn, one of the most effortlessly funny people we know, will very likely be hosting the Black Friday show.
Are you excited?
I am.
Right.
I am.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad he's taking that over. Dave Manza writes in, McDonald's, can we please discuss this? And then Chris V responded to Dave and said, yes, I cannot believe the way Hawk says it, and I cannot believe Ryan let it go 3 different times with no comment. And then Dave jumped back in. This is a little thread going, and he says,
like that.
I was waiting for it, but just crickets. It needs to be talked about.
It's just one of your atomisms. I'm so used to it. He calls it McDonald's and the garage and the God knows what else he mispronounces, and it's his little shtick. I kind of like McDonald's because in Australia, I think they call it Macca's.
They do. You're right.
And I learned that when I went over there. By the way, my first trip to Oz, we went to a McDonald's over there, a.k.a. Macca's. And they since had brought that over here to some of the Guccier McDonald's, but they had it first over there, and it was the McCafe. And I remember I went in there, and it was like, I was like in a Starbucks. I was like, holy shit, this place is nice. I can get a freaking Americano, a nice freaking Danish, and a Big Mac. Sign me up, you know? But yeah, McDonald's. I support McDonald's.
I learned by watching Jeopardy this week that Americano came from World War II American soldiers thinking espresso was too strong when they were drinking it in Italy, and they poured hot water into it to water it down and then just called it the Americano.
And for those of you out there who think Starbucks sucks as much as I do, I call it Star Sucks. But you find yourself having to go there because, like, your wife and your mother-in-law likes it, or you're on the go and you've only had one mug of drip at the house while you're on the go, and you're stopping them there for them anyways. And so you're like, shit, what am I going to get? And, you know, lately I've been battling this little lingering cold thing.
Oh, so my gosh, you sniffled last week into the microphone 17,000 times.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? And so anyways, been fighting that thing, so I've been trying to, like, pull back from too much dairy, you know, because normally if I go to a Star Sucks, I'll get a cortado, which is 2 shots with just a tiny bit of steamed milk. It's like it's like a microdose latte, but a latte is like drinking more milk than coffee. You know, who really wants a latte? You know what I mean? So the cortado is great, but now I'm like, well, I don't want that. And since their drip sucks, you know, the next person who likes a Pike Place drip will be the first. You know what I mean? Like, you might order it, but like, it's trash. What you get is you go grande, which is like a medium, right? 4-shot Americano. So a quad shot. So it's basically 4 shots of espresso in there with some hot water. That's drinkable stuff.
Yeah.
That's drinkable stuff. Yeah. So you heard it here first. 4-shot Americano is the only order at Starbucks. And when they ask you room for cream, you quickly reply, absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the quad shot Americano.
Try it. It's worth it.
I've had it.
Of course, it's probably like fucking $9.
Of course. 2 more YouTube comments that we'll get to, and then we got to wrap. Joe 2720 writes, Saison for a cold, rainy, chewy beer is objectively wrong. It is literally made for the summer. So, a couple things here. I pride myself on knowledge. So I looked up Saison. He's right. It's some language for the word season, and it's brewed in the winter and made for farmers to drink in the summer. So he's right. And I'm wrong. Saison is not a cold, rainy day beer. That said, part of the reason why I stopped being into beer, because there was a while there, especially
We're talking stouts.
talking any beer. Beer, like wine, has certain people that follow it and know about it.
But specifically, you were in talking chewy and winter and stuff.
Yeah.
You're referring to stouts.
Yeah, and I just threw out the word Saison because it came to mind, and I'm wrong. It's a pale ale, whatever. But I used to be into beer in the sense that I knew more about it than I should have. I had more opinions on it than I should have. I spent more money on it than I should have. The whole craft beer scene. And one of the big reasons why I stopped caring 5-10 years ago, not only because Pilsners and lagers are the best and just give me a Miller Lite and shut the H up.
Please.
It's people like that. Beer snob guy who listens to a 1 hour and 5 minute long podcast and gets hung up on the one error made about a special
Beer snob guy would be like the equivalent of like, what are you, like a soda fountain sommelier?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I only drink RC Cola because it's just like, come on. You were referring to a stout. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And I don't know this, haven't researched it. This is off the hip. What is the most popular, best-selling stout in the world?
Guinness.
Where's that made?
Ireland.
How are the summers in Ireland?
Yeah, right.
The summers in Ireland is a rainy season.
Sure.
So you either have freezing cold winters or super wet summers. Either which way, you're sitting by the fire at a pub. And yes, their pubs have fires. There's a fireplace in the pub. And you're having a Guinness. So, chewy beer, winter. I back my boy Hawk.
Thank you.
100%. And that's just all I have to say about that.
Thank you, Forrest Engle. Appreciate that. Also, just if you're going to correct somebody on beer lingo, don't, because it's the lamest thing to correct somebody.
Yeah,
on.
it's just like,
I know more about a subject no one needs to know anything about than you. Cool.
if your craft is going to a warehouse in Corona and flipping a brew with a bunch of barley you imported in a plastic jug, and you flip a brew over in 24 hours, and that's your craft, I'm out. You know what craft is? It's distilling something in a 300-year-old distillery on the coast in Scotland and putting it in a barrel for 12 fucking years. That's craft.
Joe,
Warehouse breweries in Riverside, that is not craft anything. That's just a joke.
Joe, love you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. I welcome all of this.
And we love you, Joe.
We love you.
We love you.
We love you.
And you know what? I'd probably enjoy having a
Saison with Joe. But let's wait till the summer to
Yeah. I don't want to drink that in the winter. What does snobby beer guy drink in the winter?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. You move on to the wine bar?
Yeah, I guess. Final comment from a user named Party Cat. Love that name. Party Cat writes in, Hawk, you think chewy beer in the rain is cool? Wait till you have a hot toddy or a hot whiskey in a snowstorm.
Yeah. Well, we talked about hot whiskey in that episode.
You were advocating for it.
Yeah. I still want to, I need to do some research on that, on what the hell it is, or how to do it, how it's properly done, you know.
Yeah.
Because it sounds incredible, doesn't it?
It
Like
sounds-
right now, we're freezing in here. It's 57 degrees
Yeah.
in this warehouse, which for us is cold.
I'm freezing.
And if you had a hot whiskey right now, how would you feel?
conflicted because my workday starts right after this.
Hi, Frank.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to The Fellowship.
We'll see you Friday.
We'll see you Friday on YouTube.
Live.
6 p.m. Pacific. We will be live. If you are in the neighborhood and you want to come down for the yard sale, that's
Come on
from
by.
It's from 11 to 3. Do not show up early. Do not stay late. And do not be a hanger-oner.
Sure.
And you're getting 2 shows this week. This one and one on Friday. And then we'll probably be back on Monday.
Maybe. We'll see what Sunday's text looks like. If I smell any passive aggressiveness, I'm out.
Speaking about, we will talk to you on
And I'm
Friday.
out.